Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Tapesh Goyal. I'm a founder of one of the founder of the Nimesa technology. Today, I'm going to talk about your cloud and how we actually make sure like your cloud is always be available for your user. So, we are building a cloud native application recovery platform, which covers 100% of the threat vector and 100% of your cloud assets, which are running on the AWS. Uh, so just a quick background about the team. As I said, I am Tapesh and I have a co-founder Rajesh. We both came from a NetApp Oracle EMC background. We have been funded by the Idea Spring Capital. We got various international and national award like Your Story Tech 30 Award, one of the cybersecurity Moonshot Challenge Award from a New York Mayor Office, Amazon Sambhav Award. Um, and what we are whole vision for the company is actually to give you a robust business continuity at very low cost. The product has been built for a purposefully for a AWS environment, and why we see like while AWS has done great job in building the resiliency for your data center, but still there are some threat vectors because it is in a shared responsibility model. So while AWS is responsible for the uptime of their servers, you are responsible, the customers are responsible for their application security and the application recovery. Why it is important? Because as you see from on-premise to public cloud, the threat vectors are changing now. Earlier, most of the downtime was actually due to the data center issue, technology failures. But now we are seeing in the cloud more downtime and outages are happening because of the cyber attacks and sometimes human error, internal threats, and many more. We have seen a tremendous increase in the cyber attacks like a ransomware, one of the most notorious, which has increased like a 60x in the last 5 years only. The attacks are becoming very, very sophisticated nowadays. They are not only just targeting your production data, production database, or a production application, they are also targeting your backup copies. So because the attackers knows that their backup copies are actually their competitor, and if they destroy your backup copies, you end up paying the actually ransom. So it is very important to not only protect your production environment or a production application, but also protect their backup copies. And how we do it very efficiently, that's I'm going to talk. What we have learned it out in most of the recent attacks, where companies with has a millions of dollars of the IT budget and still end up paying ransom, or some have gone out of the business. The good news is like there is always some sort of backup in each of the environment, but like there is no easy way to actually test their recovery regularly and at scale. Backups were not secured. Everything was keeping into the same basket or like in a singular AWS account, so that like your production, your backup utility, as well as your backups are lying into the same one basket. Many times the data protection policies, best practices like a 3-to-1 are been not used properly and implemented properly. Many times enough retention is not there from a backup policy. Backups were not immutable. Many companies do not have a quite visibility of their RPO, RTO, SLA, how many backups are happening, where it is going, and how much I'm paying for those backups. Recovery at the scale is very cumbersome and slow. There is an easy way to actually recover a single server or a single, but when your application has a multiple cloud assets, multiple PaaS and IaaS infrastructure, when you are doing the recovery, whether in the same site or a disaster recovery, all that 100% of the cloud assets need to be come up and easily. Many times backups were not taken in a full or accurate manner. Suppose we are taking AMI backups, which most of our customers are doing it out before they switch to the Nimesa. uh, it was not a database aware, it was not a consistent, so many times the database was not up and running. There are now many different level of the resiliency. So as a IT leader, we need to actually protect or have a recovery tool which can recover a single file to the complete environment within a click and very fast. And there are many more issues we have seen, like multiple people were using multiple backup methodology to protect their environment. For a past services it was different, for any application running on EC2 it was different, for a database it was if it is hosted on EC2 it was different, if it is a RDS, Aurora, or any of that services, then the backup strategy for them is different. We have also find it out, most of people have a backup strategy in place, but DR is a lot more missing in the cloud environment. And these are the problems which we are solving with very simple and cost effective tool. So Nimesa is a cloud native application platform. Right now, we are completely focused on AWS. We cover all your IaaS layer. We cover all the databases running on the IaaS layer, like SAP HANA or a SQL, Oracle, any NoSQL databases, or any managed databases like DynamoDB, RDS, DocumentDB. So you can consider Nimesa as your command center, single command center for your all complete recovery needs, whether you need to recover a single pass services, or whether you need to recover a complete application environment or a cloud environment. How it works, it's simple and easy, right? We are a AMI based solution, so we usually ask our customers to attach your production account, right? We develop an internal knowledge graph of your application and database dependency and its component, right? We put that knowledge into our metadata. With the Nimesa you can actually protect complete cloud assets, from your route 53 to your ASG, ELB, to your VPCs, to your EC2 instances, to your RDS instances, or any enterprise database or a SQL database, NoSQL database you are running in the cloud. So everything Nimesa discovers, everything Nimesa understand it out, and you give a like a advanced protection, like how frequent you wanted to do backup, where these backups are going to stay, and how much retention you wanted to have it. We have also created a virtual gap copy of your data, which will actually keep into a new DR vault account, so that you do not have any single point of failure in your environment. So after you create this policy, Nimesa keep monitoring any changes either in the configuration or a data in your environment, and keep taking the versioning of those database and your application environment. Then you get a lot of recovery options, like whether you actually recover a single file or a complete environment in a single click, we can recover it out. How it deployed it out, as I said, right? We create a one DR account in your environment. We install the Nimesa there as a AMI. You attach your production account, right? And we keep first copy of your backup into a primary account, and secondary copy of your backup into the secondary account, DR account. And now consider the few scenarios, like if your primary backups are legitimate, nobody has attacked or deleted those backups, you can recover anything from your primary account, primary backup to your primary account. If your primary account has some issues, or primary backups has some issues, right, where it is not properly maintained or deleted or destroyed by attackers or due to human error, you can recover from a secondary account to the primary account. Or the third scenario, where your production account is not accessible at all, you're not able to access your AWS account, or particular AG or a reason is down, then you, in a single click, you can actually convert your DR account, where only backup copies are kept, to a complete environment, like a production like environment. So any scenario where you need a production like environment quickly created, whether it may be a DR scenario or it can be other scenario, we can do that. That people are using us for multiple use cases, like for a basic backup recovery management, as we give a complete command center visibility for your application. It is or for a large database recovery, if you have a terabyte of the data, which you wanted to recover, don't wanted to go to the traditional dump or RMAN or a MySQL dump or MS SQL dump kind of a, which is a very slow and complex process. You can use it as a more cloud native way of a database recovery. As well as you can do the complete DR site and the DR recovery in a very low cost way. Some advanced use cases people use us for, like to create a sandbox environment, to create a UAT test and dev environment, because Nimesa has the ability to create your complete production environment within a minute. Nimesa also help you to actually reduce your cloud wastage. So we typically see 5 to 20% of the cloud wastage identification as well as the removal from your production account. So Nimesa is a single platform for your all your backup, recovery, disaster recovery, archive need. Nimesa can be used for this. The major differentiation we have from other techniques and other solution available is like we create almost a near zero cost DR site. So your DR site do not run any databases, any storage provision, or any server provision. It has just one more backup copy, which is required for to remove even a single point of failure. Nimesa is 100% cloud native, purpose built for AWS, so it understands all the cloud PaaS services as well as the other all the cloud assets. We have a near zero RPO and RTO. We continuously take the backup and move it to the secondary account. So almost the whole recovery is very fast because it's a completely image based copy we create. So it's a single product, while earlier you need to have a multiple products to actually complete data protection need. Here with the Nimesa, you can have a single product. The traditional way of doing the things is we have very unsecured and mutable copies, like if you do the file backup or a database dumps, and all are like corruptible and deletable, while Nimesa guarantee your complete recovery from all the threat vectors because of its architecture and the best practice implementation. We have a few case study where one of the customer has in 300 server environment, 150 plus terabyte of the database on AWS. Nimesa set up a complete air gap DR setup from a US West region to across the board. We are able to reduce their 95% of the DR setup cost. We are able to reduce their 300x time to restore, and we are able to also reduce snapshot cost. We have a few and very illustrious and customers which are using us, like Axis Bank, Edelweiss Financial, NSDC, Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. We have many, Renew-By, Kito, Yordos, ETG Global, and many more customers are actually using. So Nimesa overall protecting more than 2,000 application across these customers. So to summarize it, Nimesa gives you complete visibility of your protection status. So it has a very inbuilt observability platform. It gives you complete where my backups are, how it is happening, complete secure and immutable backup copies. We can provide you a best practice of a 3-to-1 and with the smart storage steering to reduce your cost. It's a cost effective, not much change into your current AWS cost. We give a very fast RPO and RTO, very easy to set up, 15 minutes to deploy and test it out the product. It has a complete API first architecture, so you can include with your other cloud monitoring or service ticketing tools. Hi folks, this is Tapesh Goyal again. I'm a founder and CEO of a Nimesa, and I'm going to show the quick product demo of a Nimesa. So at the start, like Nimesa, you need to add your production account detail with the Nimesa with a very minimal IAM policy. And once you attach it out, Nimesa will discover your complete environment, and Nimesa will show you like what is your protected current status of your protection, whether you are under protected, over protected, how many servers you are having, how many instances you are having, how many RDS you are having, what is your protection status. And initially this dashboard would be a little empty, and once you start using the Nimesa, this will start showing that what is your protection status. So another important dashboard is like your inventory dashboard, which actually we kind of we showed it out by actually building the internal knowledge graph. So we show you all your servers and what are the volumes attached to that, how many backups you are having, whether you are under protected, over protected, what is your recent backups are happening, and this protection status column, you start seeing this kind of icons when the protection policy will start kicking in. So you know that how many copies of the backups you are having currently, where it is located, and which region it is located, and which S3 it is located, or which account it is located. Um, so once you actually build this, you have a discovery, you actually and creating policies. So in this policy, you need to define which application type you wanted to back up. And if these are not hosted for a SQL or your any enterprise database, then we also take care of your log truncation and all that's log management as well. So it quiets the servers before it takes the backup. It quiets the file system. It quiets the database so that you always have an accurate and full backup. So how much retention copies are there? You can define this. Similar for MySQL and other database, you can do that. And now if you wanted to actually keep it the archive copy, you need to just enable this button and put it out which S3 bucket you wanted to actually archive this AMI images and backups. When you wanted to create a DR site, you just enable the DR button, and then you choose it out which region or which AG you wanted to do that. You wanted to do it in which different account, and how much copies of the retention you wanted to keep it into the DR site. When you wanted to do the archive, you actually have to do the archive enable and select your S3 media bucket, and we wanted to enable the compression and what is the archive retention you wanted to have it. Once you do this basic policy, you create a kind of application group or a backup group which requires which can have a single application or a multiple application which needs a similar SLAs, like your backup frequency, your retention, and where these backups are going to be kept. You can actually select this your servers or application through the tag based or list based, and then once it is done, you can actually you just attach the policy and run the scheduler. We have a multiple schedulers, but you can also choose your scheduler even every minute and your start date. So once it is done, you will start seeing all the first dashboard and second dashboard. You will start seeing your emails on an ongoing basis. That's how you need to do it, and it will start taking and protecting your environment continuously. And you will start getting email notifications. You will start getting your dashboards, all the notification on the dashboards and the icons in the inventory dashboard and everything. You can select all your different assets like EC2s, RDS, volumes, S3, your ASG, your ELB, everything you can through these policies. Once you start backing it up, you will start seeing a lot of recovery points in your lower pane, so that whenever you wanted to recover, even though suppose you get an attack on 12 o'clock, you can go back to 11:45 data recovery point, and you can recover it and create a DR site. So there are multiple benefit of having a multiple recovery points that you can go back. It's a kind of a time machine which we are building it out here. So you can just go back to any point in time and actually recover the complete environment. Then we give you a lot of recovery options. So like you can recover a single file or any folder, or like any volume out of the EC2. You can also attach this, mount these volumes for your, if you have a large data file to a different servers. And you can also actually recover any database, any singular granular database objects. You can also clone this database for a like a sandboxing or for your test and dev environment creation. You can also restore the complete EC2 servers or clone and resize this EC2 server. So cloning is a very important, and we give you a lot of options to actually clone it out your in all cases you wanted to change your subnet, you wanted to change resize that, you wanted to move from a like older version of the EC2 image to a new version of the EC2 image, you wanted to change your CPU processor. This can be used for a multiple purpose, not just for a recovery. Nimesa also protect your all the VPC settings. So whenever you need to recover any VPC settings, you can clone it, or when you will do DR, Nimesa will automatically create your VPC settings. Similar way, you can actually also clone or recover your other cloud assets like RDS, Aurora, or RDS clusters, or anything. Uh, when you want, so these are the till now we have talk about like how you can do the like a granular recovery or any single component failure recovery using the Nimesa. Now I'm just going to talk about how easily you can actually create a production like environment at the DR site. So for that, you need to just click an DR copy and click a one button, and the complete environment you are going to fail over to a DR site. So we have just created any recovery point, you can choose it. You can choose your backup group and all the recovery points of that backup group. You click a button, and Nimesa will actually fail over your production account to actually a DR account. And you can do a lot of customization here. So most of our functionality has a like a pre and post hooks available, scripting hooks. So you can do something in a pre DR, you can do something in post DR. You can invoke any Lambda function or a cloud formation Terraform scripts as well. If it is a DR drill, you can also expire it out the DR drill. So after a DR happens, it can just actually purge that environment so that you can reduce a lot of cost for your DR. um, so a similar way, you can actually recover it from an archive, any S3 or a Glacier, where we kept it for a long-term recovery. Nimesa also provides you some cost-saving opportunity like a power management for your UAT, non-UAT environment. Similar way, you can just set up the schedule, attach your servers, and it will start taking the like an morning 9 to 9. It is a working hour. So for your all UAT environment will actually shut down amicably after this time happens, because we put some scripts to actually make sure that application shut down properly. The best part of the Nimesa is like its reports. So we give you very detailed and a lot of reports. We have a 20 plus reports, but if you need any customized report, we can also give you like a complete inventory report where you are actually some losing or having any tags are missing. You can actually identify with these reports. You can also get some cost saving opportunity, like if any servers are stopped, how much I am paying it out for this. Any orphan snapshot report, so which is like outside your SLA policy, or the volumes are not available, or AMIs are, or machines are not available for these backups, but these are lying for multiple months or years. Any orphan volumes, you can get it. Any SLA snapshot, SLA, and then DR reports, you can get it if you are doing the DR drill. You can have a compliance, any compliance you are doing for a SOC or any compliance, you can actually do it. We have all the notification, all the enterprise class features now available, like a notification setup with the SCS, and any job monitoring, you can do it. We have a management, user management, so you can create a read-only user or a read-write user, multiple users for your AWS account to manage it out. We have quick support tools and upgrades available in that, and you can also, for each user, you can actually have a audit log. So thank you very much. I hope you like it, and happy to go further detail if you have some interest. Thank you.